There's a reason you feel safe or empty. It's not discipline. It's not a higher path. No one can take what you already killed. You looked at your own wanting and called it weakness, so you starved it. Quietly. For years. Now you can't feel it at all. You call that control. It's the wound. You just went numb to it. You've got the story ready. You've told it before. I'm just waiting for the right one. I don't want to use anyone. Or the cleaner one. I went monk 7 years, just worked on myself. It sounds like growth. It sounds like a man who finally got it. Be honest about what those years actually built. 7 years, and the wall never came down. It got taller. You didn't learn how to let someone in. You got very, very good at keeping them out. And you called the skill of shutting down a virtue. Here's the part that stings. Every year, you call it healing. Something quiet gets spent. The version of you that could still reach for someone gets more theoretical. You're not protecting him anymore. You're outliving him. You think the numbness is peace. It isn't. It's the sound of something that used to work, going dark. And the longer it stays dark, the more you'll swear you chose it. Let's go to the room where you actually live, not the disciplined one, the one at 11 p.m. when there's nobody left to perform for. Someone got close this year, maybe more than one. And there was a second, right at the start, where it felt good, where you wanted it. You felt the pull, the reach. The old machine tried to turn over. And you know exactly what you did next. You found the flaw. You always find the flaw. Too eager. Too much. Not on your level. Something. You didn't decide she was wrong for you. You needed her to be wrong for you. Those aren't the same thing. Because under all of it, there's a sentence you'd never say out loud. You barely let yourself think it. If I let myself want her, I lose. That's the whole operating system. Right there. Wanting means she could leave. Wanting means it stops being up to you. And the one thing you swore, after the last time, was that it would always be up to you. So you built a man who doesn't want, and you called him strong. Here's what that costs. Not in theory, in your actual week. The dead nerve isn't precise. It doesn't only kill the wanting. It takes the laugh that runs too long. The call you leave unanswered because it might turn into something. The friend who drifted because you never once let it get real. You didn't amputate one nerve. You cut the whole hand and kept the reflex to wave. You tell yourself you're free. Low maintenance. Unbothered. Then look at the calendar. Look at who's actually in it. Freedom and isolation look identical from the inside. The only difference is whether anyone would notice if you went quiet for a week. And every year, that answer gets shorter. The people who'd notice age out. Move. Give up on the version of you that never answered. You didn't keep choosing this. You chose it once, on purpose, a long time ago. Now it just runs on its own, without you signing off on it. That's the part you never admit. It stopped being a decision. It became a setting. Right about now is usually when you'd close this. Not because it's boring, because it's landing. You know the move. You've run it on every person who got this close. The reach for the exit is the exact reflex we're naming. You don't walk out of rooms that bore you. You walk out of rooms that see you. The door's there. It always is. The nerve stays dead either way. You stayed. Good. Then here's the part that's worse than being alone. It's what you did to the reason you're alone. You didn't just go quiet. You built a philosophy to make the quiet sound holy. Every man who shuts down finds a saint to hide behind. Some borrow the monk. Some borrow the stoic. You read a few lines about mastering desire and thought you found permission. Discipline over wanting. Control over the flesh. Rise above the need. It felt like strength because it borrowed the vocabulary of strength. But there's a name for what you actually did. And it isn't mastery. When you stop feeling something because feeling it might cost you, That's not control. That's a dead nerve. You didn't govern the desire. You killed the wire that carries it. And a wire that can't carry pain can't carry anything else either. The dead nerve is the wound. That's the whole diagnosis. You've been showing people your scar and calling it a medal. And here's where your favorite defense falls apart. Because you'll reach for the Stoics now. You always do. I'm not cold. I'm disciplined. Seneca would be proud. He wouldn't. Read him again. Seneca didn't run from the world. The man was in it up to his neck, advising a tyrant, loving his friends out loud, writing letters that still ache to read. He wrote that the wise man feels his losses. He just isn't ruled by them. That's the whole thing you skipped. The Stoic feels everything and stands anyway. You feel nothing and call the silence a victory. One is a man governing a storm. The other unplugged the sky so it couldn't rain on him. Seneca mastered his fear. You just stopped wanting anything you could lose. That isn't the discipline of a sage. It's the flinch of someone who got hurt once and never came back. Here's the lie the emptiness told you, and it's a good one. It said, if I don't feel it, it can't hurt me. And on the surface, that held. Nobody left, because nobody got in. No wound, because no exposure. It looked like safety. It felt like control. But run the tape forward. A nerve that can't feel pain can't feel warmth either. Or mourning, or the person across the table. Empty was never a shield. A shield stops the blade and lets you keep living. This one stopped the blade by ending the thing it was guarding. You didn't protect the life. You lowered the temperature until nothing could grow in it. Call it by its real name, a slow freeze you mistook for calm. So here's what nobody told you about coming back. The first sign the nerve is alive again is that it hurts. That ache when someone gets close, the pull you've been killing on sight. You've read that ache as danger for years. Read it again. It's the pulse. It's the nerve firing, telling you there's still something in there worth reaching with. You spent all that time treating the ache as the threat. All along, it was the proof you're still alive under the armor. And letting it come back doesn't make you reckless. It means you stop running the amputation on every person who reaches for you. You can want someone and survive wanting them. You did it once, before you learned to be afraid. The wall was never keeping you safe. It was just keeping you. There's a strange quiet on the other side of this. Not the flat quiet of the dead nerve. The quiet of a man who can feel the room again and doesn't need to control it. You don't have to force anything. You just stop cutting. Feeling comes back the way it left. Slowly. In order. One nerve at a time. Waking a dead nerve back up isn't a feeling you wait around for. It's a procedure. There's an order to it, and it's already been written down. So, here's the first move. It's small enough to do this week, which is exactly why you'll want to skip it. There's one person you went cold on. You know the name already. It surfaced somewhere in the last 10 minutes. The one you cut off before they could get close. Not because they hurt you, because they were getting close enough that they could. Reach out. No speech, no confession. One honest sentence you'd normally delete before you sent it. I've been distant, and it wasn't about you. That's the whole procedure for today. It will feel like exposure, because it is. That's the nerve firing. That's the point. Forget the result. You're testing one thing, whether the wire still carries current. The full procedure, every step of bringing the nerve back online, is in the case file linked below. And if you want to keep running the treatment past today, stay. The next diagnosis is already scheduled. Same time tomorrow. There's no motivation here. Just the slow work of getting the feeling back, one nerve at a time. Subscribe if you plan to finish what you started. Because here's the truth you walked in with. You told yourself you feel safer empty. You don't. You never did. The empty was never peace. It was you, holding your breath so you wouldn't feel how much you still miss being reached. The dead nerve was never strength. Behind it was a man who wanted so badly, he had to kill the wanting just to survive it. That man is still in there. And the ache you've been running from. That's him, knocking. Let him back in.